Howdy FLUFFBUTTS, it's me, FaolanCortez Colt. About a year ago, I created a video reviewing every single G5 episode and special from Tell Your Tale and Make Your Mark in 10 words or less. But now, since a lot more has been added to the generation, it's time for an update. Just like last time, we are using the familiar rating system from Jellocalypse by ranking each episode individually on a scale from 1 to 10. There may also be negative scores to indicate ironic enjoyment, since some may be so bad that they are actually good. Plus, take heed that a handful of scores may have been changed from my previous video and current reviews on my channel. Opinions naturally evolve throughout time and with each possible rewatch. So, without further ado, let's launch the sequel! How happy I would be if we could make amends. You know, Posey kind of had a point. Rocking around the wishing tree, the breezes be stealing shit. Hocus pocus, troggly woggly, not in our town. Not in our town. Look up procrastination in a dictionary. This is the definition. Sprout indirectly helped grow the portal to ultimate evil. Unsurprising. This made me miss my own sister. I dare you, motherbucker! Say Alicorn one more goddamn time! Starlight Glimmer would be proud of Sparky. All young mares just want to have fun. Stalking is magic. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Bat Pony! I can hear Twilight sweeping ominously in the background. Hitch was rigged! Every content creator's reality slam. Holy shit! That's Luna! Hey, 2014 called. It wants its funk back. A Day in the Life, the extended director's cut. Hasbro, I should call Child Protective Services on you. Is Misty the main protagonist at this point? How G5 did the Breezes justice is beyond me. The results are in! All along, you were the father! Daddy issues. Those who have a hoof fetish, indulge yourself. Cause it's Opaline time again. Equestria 2. Escape to the Isle of Scaly. Every pony, everywhere, all at once! That moment you realize Opaline received the ending of Slenderman. The real Thanksgiving parade balloons are right here. Not a lot of sharing, but a lot of caring. Have you done your homework yet, 246 grade? Slap Izzy for me, would you please, Rarity? A brilliant moral of building up confidence within sisterhood. Unboxing the box by boxing the box so it's boxed. Sherlock Hitch and Detective Zipp in The Blind Critter. Gen Alphas would drool while watching this one. Excellent in concept, terrible in execution. I was originally too harsh on our savior, Senior Butterscotch. After all of that, not a single pancake was eaten. Same, Pip, same. Most inconvenient, convenient hiding spot ever. TRASH. This episode is still trash. Self-care is important, people. Please take it. If Nanny McPhee was made for babies. Let's not abolish Zephyr Heights. Equestria Games. If it was good. Hitch's first song? We've got an award for that. When every pony's got magic, no pony's got magic.
Ring, 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 ring.
My bananas! Yeah!
No. Posy Bloom's finest moment. Let's ship Sunny with every pony. What could possibly go wrong? Skip. My brain can't handle all of this jazz eye candy. Groomers forever. A watered down deja vu. Luna fanboys, keep your calm. Keep your calm. Gas Busters. The episode title is borderline begging for a warrant. Izzy can't catch a break, can't she? Haven loves getting dirty. You didn't hear it from me. They ripped off Barbie's little dream plane. Shame. You're right, Posey. Winter sucks. Thanks Celestia, no real foes were used in the cookies. So many perfect ship confirmation opportunities lost. Izzy Moonbow would make a great Krampus. Did I write this episode? Child endangerment. Pip pip hooray! Bridalwood slog. The Cutie Mark Crusaders should have just employed Izzy instead. Critterland. Don't disrespect my baby boy again, writers. Smoothie Machine teaches a valuable lesson on embracing change. If the bunnies can multiply, so can Hitch and Zipp. I see now where all the visuals budget went. Keeping up with the alicorns! Sisters are jealous because mom got a boyfriend before them. The mayor stream was demoted to Thomas Cook. The Mean 5! Previously on The Real Show, Pipp out of stock in Bridlewood. Get it? Get it? Bridlewood stock side quest. I hear Zipp x Misty stand slamming on my door. Guess you could say Misty was all bottled up. Not a single werepony was to be seen. The Green Party would want to imprison Pipp for life. The Good Bunny, Sunny Star Scout, and the Gauntlet of Fire. Imagine if Alphabettle never gave Misty that tea. So selfish. I've had it with mother-f***ing snakes in my mother-f***ing mane! What nightmare roommate should have been in the first place? The food fight was so powerful it blew a plot hole.
This isn't over!
Foreshadowing! Celebrate ominous times, come on! Wendy's armchair cosplay would receive the golden buzzer. Okay, you're just parodying yourself now, Tell Your Tale. Hey, Elsa, eat your heart out. The title is so long, it makes Shakespeare sound inept. Sparky keeps his brother's corpse as a plushie. Perfect birthday! And that wraps up every episode and special in G5 so far, FLUFFBUTTS. Now, here comes the point where I tell you what stories are the top 5 and worst 5. Since my top and worst choices for Tell Your Tale episodes remain fairly unchanged a year later, I'm going to be doing my picks for the Make Your Mark episodes. Oh, this is going to produce some thunder. Get ready. 5th best, the Masquerade Ball. I remember having tons of fun watching the immersive vibrancy in this episode the first time through. The push forward in the plot arc with Misty finally opening up, if a bit forcefully by Zipp, about being a blank flank was such an emotional scene. Not to forget the theme of masquerading contrasting perfectly of being undercover because you feel like a lame outcast to your more socially accepted superiors. Opaline could have easily crashed the party for all I cared. Show Me Your Pony Moves is easily one of the top songs in G5, and it was lovely seeing all the characters down to earth and just having a break. You know what they say, this is the bull before the storm. 5th worst, A Little Horse. It's honestly just skippable, really. Not exactly considerably one of the worst, but it was like I was watching an extended Tell Your Tale episode with barely much worthwhile watching. Pipp Petal's antics of being sick were hilarious, with her friends taking turns in trying exotic ways to cure her illness. Yet everything else concerning Opaline, Misty, Zipp, Haven, and Electric Blue hardly paid off, like the production team was only teasing us for the intensity of the finale. Zipp literally has a silent montage of explaining stuff we deserve to know, and Electric Blue don't get a musical number. Therefore, this episode unfortunately falls under the former and latter episode shadows. 4th best, Father of the Bridlewood. Someone was writing this episode with an onion layer, I swear. Every single time Alphabettle attempts to reconnect with Misty by means of reminiscing on the past his daughter never knew physically breaks my heart. Even Elderflower's Sunday stroll through Zephyr Heights is wonderfully integrated into the message of nostalgia. One group feels bittersweet with tainted memories, and the other feels exuberant remembering the good old days. Misty's depressing outburst at Alphabettle in her bedroom before healing their relationship with a giant hug tug on your heartstrings. It's too realistic and it's stunning. Even learning more about the forgotten lore established from the very beginning was a welcoming addition. 4th worst, the Make Your Mark special. Do not lie, you felt somewhat uneasy about this special too when it was released. Once again, definitely not abysmal or a disappointment like so many claim it to be. It's more mediocre than anything. Posey being a better antagonistic figure than Sprout was catchy, the expansion of the story was great, Sparky's introduction is adorable before Opaline's reveal by the end. However, the pacing is rather slow, with nothing nothing remotely happening, making the plot appear thin and uninspired. Zipp's character was maltreated so hard even by her friends. I can't forget how darn rushed the climax was. It's an unsatisfying conclusion to the engaging action implemented. The special can only wish for a remastering, to be frank. Third best, Roots of All Evil Part 2. Despite how much flack this finale gets, I'm going so far to say that this finale had a smoother wrap up than how Ending of the End Part 2 was organized. The culmination of all the story elements from previous chapters is magnificently built throughout the runtime. Opaline's ruthlessness is unyielding and I am in love with it. Even the animation is top-notch and powerful, climaxing in the universally acclaimed Magic in Us song. Misty's courageous confrontation with Opaline was a masterclass case of suspension and character evolution. Not to mention Izzy's action-packed duel with Opaline, Zipp and Pipp's unusual musical distraction, Sunny's explosive last battle, and Sparky stealing the spotlight with Spike. Plus, I can't stop obsessing over how fucking grim Opaline's fate is either. One of the definitively greatest finales in MLP history. Third worst, the Jinxie games. Style over substance is the most appropriate way to describe this story. It's pretty cool that we spend the majority in Bridalwood, although the events that occur within is quite befuddling. Well, apart from the birth of everyone's favorite elderly ship with Pipp and Zipp being disgusted by it. This episode felt like the child of Feeling Pinky Keen, where you shouldn't question the mysterious superstitions and just go along with it. But I'm sorry, it further made me confused how Hitch was unfairly rigged with how many baffling rules the unicorns apparently had in the book, or conjured up because of past games or pointless promises. That's favoritism in a nutshell, and I disliked that for the most part. Even with the characters describing the games as they were going on was irritating. Show, don't tell. It's as simple as that. Second best, Family Trees Part 2. I will never forget having my mind blown with the emotionally impactful reunion of Misty and Alphabeetle. Their lost attachment with each other was seeded and interwoven excellently throughout the plot, and in Part 2, it reaches the max. The main family song is positively poignant. Every character hits the right notes every time, and Misty generously giving Sparky that sense of empathy to finding his family over her own was just beautiful. The atmosphere in the abandoned Dragonlands was strikingly disturbing, with Sparky's ebullience dominating the darkness and the eerie notion of Opaline once again gaining the upper hand already. The flashbacks were gorgeous too, before finishing with probably the most heart-wrenching scene in Make Your Mark. Second worst, Alicond. Understandably, I have defended this episode in my own Yay or Nay review video, and I certainly still hold the belief it's not atrocious, but the performances are always headache-inducing no matter the number of rewatches. Pip's sidelined action with Sparky's online activities are fun, but ultimately they are tragically short-lived and hardly have much value in the long run. The elephant in the room are undoubtedly the residents of Maritime Bay, being casually racist and indirectly bullying Sunny's self-identity. The useless inclusion of the Philly Four being nothing but heartless plot devices to move the story along when it was getting too chaotic for its own good. When the haunting mirror scenes between Sunny and Opaline and the final act are the only legitimate good sections, the repetitiveness of this episode truly rears its ugly head. Still, I'd rather watch this over the actual worst Friendship is Magic episode, so there's that. And the top best, Missing the Mark. Were you seriously expecting anything else other than this masterpiece? The music brilliantly crafted and cinematic at the right points. The characters immensely relatable for how far one would go to care for their friends and family. The story funny, dark, terrifying, and gradually growing ever more claustrophobic. The cold color toning and cinematography to display a real helpless situation. The ingenious dialogue bouncing off all the characters doesn't waste any time getting straight to the plot. Oh, every little thing is unquestionably flawless. Opaline's horrific torture of Sparky has stained my brain forever, and even if the main five didn't intervene, she would have killed Sparky without hesitation by dropping and drowning him. It's the exact kind of mature themes and grim narratives I indulge in and strive for the most in this franchise. Misty owning her cutie mark, Sunny's first duel with Opaline, all of the ponies coming together to prove friendship is magic, the peaceful ending in the Bright House with them forgiving Misty, and the spooky inclusion of Opaline taking her grand plan to the next level with the foreshadowing of dragons returning. Now that's how you write a finale. Absolute brilliance. And the worst episode, Main Melody. I cannot take this episode seriously in the slightest, especially with it coming off of the superb success of the first 4 episodes of Chapter 5. You hand us 4 outstanding episodes that play off one another fluidly, and then you go and give us practically a podophilia episode. It's atrocious and such a downplay on the story arc going on. It's like 3 individual stories mashed together so flimsily. Sparky's connection to the map is waved off very hurriedly that it doesn't have enough time to officially develop itself, which becomes annoying to see a future plot point just seen as empty thrills. The same thing happens with the Rainbow of Light being given to Sunny, and I hate it being brushed under the rug until Chapter 6. The hoof-smelling challenge concept was cringe as fuck because it's always shoved into our faces, even in moments when it's not necessary to be brought up. Don't you dare at me saying, it's cringe comedy! The Showstoppers and even Alicond did a more efficient job than this. Too many close-ups on every pony's hooves and every pony sniffing them, and the constant foul smoking effect that lingers off of them. It leaves a gross aftertaste in my mouth. Jazz Hoofs is the only saving grace, and at least Pipp doesn't over-exaggerate the solution to stop the stink thistles. I wish I could say just ignore this episode, but without it you won't know how important it is to the conclusion of Chapter 6, which is the main reason why this episode revolts me. Waffly, lazy writing reeks inside Main Melody. Glugh. Well, that does just about it for the second edition of every episode of MOP G5 reviewed in 10 words or less. I hope you FLUFFBUTTS have enjoyed watching, and do leave a comment below of what your favorite and least favorite episodes are from both shows. Don't forget to hoof smash that like button, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And also, don't forget to leave a pledge on my Patreon page down in the description below, so you can help support me in making these fantastic videos more consistently. And I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye! Just before the video ends, I would like to shout out my Silver FLUFFBUTT patron, Louise Wade, and all my Gold FLUFFBUTT patrons, Drew Lazinski, Clearheart Apple, Owen Wildish, Jonathan Chapper, Darth Siler 12, Kiki Bat VA, and the Peyton Grower Trisky. I truly appreciate all your love and support.